campers, welcome back to yet another episode of Geeking Out. I'm Spike, and
this is Chris.
That is Chris.
Right here. It's
and
beautiful face here.
Before we get into our topic today, we're going to discuss overrated things today. But before we get into it, what were you telling me earlier before the video? You had some news items you were sharing with me.
Oh, yes.
Came up with a few things. You go ahead and tell them about the Batman movie and what you found out.
Alright. So, as you guys know, we have a new Batman. And that is Rob Patterson from Twilight. We made jokes about it. Everybody talked about it. And, by the way, I didn't put this on here, but apparently last week it was official that he is going to be Batman.
Okay,
and I don't know.
And I talked you off the ledge on last week's episode because
Yes.
we had an episode here where Bat fan number one, Chris here, was ready to jump off the top of the Gotham Tower, right off the bat signal, and go bat splat in the middle of Gotham Bat Street. So, explain what's happened. Now, last week, I tried to give him hope that things could be different. That DC movies, they can actually break stereotypes, they can break all kinds of things. They could have more of a detective focus. That's what I was hearing back last week, and all kinds of hopeful things. So go ahead, tell them who's going to be in this next film.
Alright, so apparently Robert Patterson had to do an audition video, but he was going up against Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult has been in several movies. You might best know him since we're doing, there's nothing but superhero movies. Might best know him as the new Beast in the X-Men movies, the brand new X-Men movies. He's been in several other films, and he's actually really good. He really is. I could see him as Batman, but apparently they decided to make him... Now, this is just hearsay in the news. I don't know if it's actually confirmed, okay? So, don't hold this to me. He is going to be the Riddler, apparently. And, which means that in the new Detective Batman movie, he's going to be going up against Penguin, Catwoman, and the Riddler. Plus, they threw in Robin. That's right, Robin, Boy Wonder, is going to be in this movie.
In other words, they're remaking Batman Forever. So for all of you Bat fans out there who may have gotten just a twinkling of hope that this next Batman movie would not be a steaming pile of hot garbage,
Yeah.
From the bottom of my heart, I do offer a sincere apology. This next Bat movie is most likely going to suck copious amounts of butt unless some major changes, not because of Pattinson, not because of the villains, not because of anything, for only a single reason. Any movie with Robin in it sucks. Period. They do not make good live-action Batman movies with Robin in it. Just forget about it. Now, if they could actually get off their rumps and actually make a good Nightwing movie, I might be willing to give it a shot. Because that would have all kinds. Anyway.
Now, I agree that we shouldn't have a Robin at all. But I do believe, and I took a lot of thought in this, it could work if they did it to like a little brother type of thing. You know? Like an older brother, little brother, because he lost his parents. He lives in a big mansion with an old guy. Having a little brother around might actually, make him more human, it seems, Just, if they did it like that, I think it would actually work.
Yeah, that would be called the Teen Titans movie.
How on earth do you get... No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Anyway, you had a couple other news items. Let's run through them real quick.
All right. Batman's Tom King is to co-write New Gods with Ava Donahue.
Now, that's the new movie they're doing. It's based on one of the more esoteric parts of DC. Everybody knows Darkseid. That was a New Gods character. They don't know Highfather. They may have heard of Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, but most people haven't heard of like Light Ray or Orion or any of the other New Gods. This, I don't care about. Move on. You know what it is now. I don't care.
Now, comes for the best news ever. Okay, this is the best news ever. Harrison Ford said to the media that he was asked who should replace him as Indiana Jones. His response was, no one. Yes! I mean...
That is the correct answer, Mr. Ford. Thank you.
I would love to see Indiana Jones just like keep going.
Hold on. I can think of one other person I'd like to see take a crack at Indiana Jones.
Huh?
Clint Eastwood. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Or Harrison Ford as Dirty Harry. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? We'll do that. But see, I'm poke the bear. Anyway. No, nobody should be playing Indiana Jones, okay?
Sure.
Give it a rest. They're nuked in a fridge, okay? That killed it. It's done. Stop it.
He did exactly. I hope he does. I hope they listen to him. I hope they listen to Harrison Ford, because Harrison Ford killed himself off in Force Awakens. Because he literally told J.J. Abrams and stuff, it's like, I want my character to just die. He doesn't want to play Han Solo no more. So they killed him off.
He didn't want to play Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back. He wanted the heck out of there.
But we left with a legend. I'm a big Indiana Jones fan. If you have never watched any of the young Indiana Jones Chronicles, find them. Check it out. Well, I know it's on Hulu. No, not Hulu. Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. But if you do check out the young Indiana Jones Chronicles, don't watch the ones where he's a child. There's like 3 or 4 episodes of that. Well, mini movies. Don't watch those. Watch when he's like in his teen years, when he goes to the military and stuff like that. Those are way better. So.
Okay. On one more little piece of information to pass along. Clint Eastwood turned 89 this week. My God.
Whoa. 89.
Way to go, Clint. You keep going. All right. So that's it for the news?
Yes, right. That's all we got there.
Let's move on to our overrated things. I want you to go ahead and give your list first, because my list is set up a little bit differently than yours. You go ahead. These are the most overrated things, in our opinions, on the planet.
Now, are we doing like 3 or...
You just shoot them all off. Send them out there.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Go right ahead. I'll give you a reaction to each one. Go ahead.
All right. So first,
Uh-huh.
due to the fact that I have social media, there's a lot of selfies that I find really, really just sickening and stupid. Like, for instance, for some reason, every teenage girl thinks it's okay to put selfies out there, either with their tongue sticking out in a very provocative way, like that, or doing duck faces. Don't do that. And then for some reason, people, yeah. All right, Mick Jagger.
Your face will freeze this way, by the way. We'll get back to Mick Jagger in a minute. Go ahead.
And for some reason, people want to post their food on social media. I mean, nobody cares what you're eating or what you fixed.
Actually, these are wild cherry things from Walnut Leaf, and Camargo are pretty good. But
awesome. Nobody cares about that. Nobody wants to see what kind of food you have. You know what selfies need to do? You need to go out. I tell you, we need more selfies of your grandmother and grandpa. Celebrate the old people. Show off how awesome they are and where they come from. It'd be great to see a bunch of old people just like, all cute and face to face and, taking selfies. That would be way better than, it's like, I don't get it.
Okay.
All right.
You done?
Yes.
You done?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. First off, I don't think taking pictures of other people qualifies as a selfie. But aside from that,
well, I mean, they should.
Agreed with the point.
Just say.
Your old folks, especially the ones who don't have an online presence, preserving images of them for yourself, for your relations, for your friends,
Yes.
for your future family, so they can see where they came from. I'm with you on that one. Selfies, though, folks, can you be more 2014? Can you be more 2012? Okay? If you got the selfie stick, just go ahead, break it in half, recycle it, do whatever you want, do away with it. And the only thing with duck lips that should have duck lips should be ducks.
Sucks.
And they ain't got no lips. So go ahead with your next one.
All right, superhero movies. Even though we love them, even though we'll keep going and watch them, they're dishing out like 8 superhero movies every year. Bad idea. I mean, it's overrated, and movies that has good storylines, something new, are being looked over because of these big movies coming out. And I just don't think that's right. As a movie lover, even though, again, I will go keep watching these darn superhero movies, I really do want to watch something new and simple with a good storyline. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I'm going to say on it. You cycle through these fads, okay? They do this in the movie industry all the freaking time. Back in the 70s, it started with Jaws. And then it was always... Jaws actually spawned the slasher genre. It was a big influence on it. In the 80s, you started doing the time travel. And that was a thing for a while. And it eventually burned itself out. And it just cycles over and over.
Yes.
Somebody hits it big with a particular genre, then
That's
everybody rushes in to saturate the genre. Pretty soon you got 8 films in the same genre every year, and people burn out on it. Once the studios lose enough money on it, it's going to go away. We are going to get to the point where we will go from 8 superhero movies to 0 superhero movies for several years. And then it starts coming back and maturing as a genre. So,
yes,
I can kind of see on that one, yeah.
Which I want to go with this one.
Okay.
Also, remakes and sequels. There's some movies that should be just left alone because number one is always better. Sequels, not all the time work. Stop making a bunch of them. Stop. Remakes, stop remaking everything. Original, people. Original. Stay original. Okay.
Okay. Agreed. Sequelitis and remake-itis. They're just getting ready to start filming on a live-action remake of Snow White, by the way. Anyway. Let's admit it. Hollywood's never been that creative. That's why when you see a really creative film, it stands out so outsized from everything around it. Hollywood has always been full of derivative dreck. That makes up like 90% of their stuff. But they're still in business, so obviously, to some extent, it works. They keep doing it. They keep making their bonuses. So that's why they keep doing that. So I actually agree with those 3. I think that's a good start. I'm going to start with mine. I'm going to start with the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. I'm going to start with superheroes. The most overrated superhero. And I was thinking about this. I actually came up with 3 other names, okay? Okay, Wolverine, just from sheer overexposure, because he's in everything. Deadpool, because he wasn't that creative to begin with. Okay, yeah, he's got a mouth. Look, I have a mouth, okay?
Yeah.
This one's going to get his attention. Batman. I consider Batman for overrated, because, again, sheer overexposure, but then again, if you can be anything you want to be it.
Batman.
Unless you can be Batman, then always be Batman. Not overrated, therefore off the list. Most overrated superhero of all time, Spawn. You even know who Spawn is?
Really? Spawn's the most...
Spawn is the most overrated, not overexposed, overrated superhero of all time. Wow. I'll tell you why. I actually had this discussion with the beloved wife this morning. And she managed to help me clear my argument here a little bit. If you have ever wondered about what superficiality is? Have you ever heard the term superficial? How it can look awesome and have absolutely zero substance behind it? It's Spawn. Okay? Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, the artist of Spawn. He did the same thing with Spider-Man back in the day. It was all about his artwork, but it was also, the story was like Clone Saga crap. Okay? He finally moves off about 4 other artists and founds Image Comics. The only thing they're known for anymore, pretty much, is The Walking Dead. Okay, so and Spawn. So he moves off on his own. He starts publishing Spawn. Spawn sells like 1 million copies its first issue. 2 million copies, however many. And pretty soon there's an HBO series. There's all kinds of movies, TV shows, all this other crap. Can't write worth a lick. Doesn't matter. He's Todd McFarlane. He's a great artist. Todd McFarlane, not a good artist, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. He's probably the most overrated artist on the planet right now, Todd McFarlane. But, and has been for a while. But, again, zero substance behind the style. All sizzle, no steak. The heck with Spawn. Most overrated superhero of all time. Your reaction? Your reacts?
Well, Spawn, yeah, I can see that. Because I was never really a big fan of Spawn. Even though I love Batman. Huge Batman fan. I can see where he is overrated because they keep on bringing him out, but that's mostly because it's the only character that everybody really wants, but they just keep changing him. They keep rebuilding him and stuff like that, so I can see where it's really overrated. Just saying.
So you're actually saying Batman's more overrated than Spawn? Okay. That's for all you to like be hitting him. He deserves to be hit on that one. Okay. Next one is completely different thing altogether. Most overrated food. And I thought about bacon because, okay, there is such a thing as too much bacon, okay? Eventually, when you're getting into bacon ice cream and bacon this, bacon that, okay? But I have to consider the most overrated food of all time to be the avocado, okay? For 2 simple reasons, okay? Let's make it 3, okay? 3 simple reasons. First, avocado's good for guacamole and slicing and eating, and that's about it, okay? Second, so the only thing you can make with it is guacamole. And I know there are people at home, well, you've never had good guacamole. No, guacamole looks like the inside of a baby's diaper and tastes twice as bad, okay? There is no such thing as a good guacamole. Ugh. Period. Right? So don't even start with that. Don't even start with me. There is no such thing as a good guacamole, and you saying so exhibits your ignorance. Stop it. Okay. So your reaction to avocado / guacamole / baby poo.
I never tried avocado at all. I don't eat nothing green. I don't know what it is. I can't eat anything that is green. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Green stuff just
far too healthy. Okay. Ugh. And my last one, we're gonna wrap the video with this one. This is the one, if this gets out into the general knowledge of the interwebs, this gets me in trouble, okay? The most overrated band of all time, and quite frankly, this should probably be its own video here. Okay. We were talking about it. He actually had me at a 4th on here. 4th most overrated band of all time is Kiss. I don't consider Kiss to be overrated because they're not a band. Okay, they're a merchandising machine disguised as a band. The whole purpose of Kiss is to make Gene Simmons a lot of money. Okay, so that's in 4th. 3rd, I'm going to say the Eagles. Yes, the Eagles, or as I prefer, the Eagles. Overexposed, under-talented, not worth the vinyl they're pressed on.
Killing that.
Way back in the day. Too much if I hear Hotel California one more time, and we are going to play that little game one of these days of parole, life, and death on artists. I'll explain it some other. Basically, you take an artist, their entire catalog, You parole one for a year where you don't have to listen to it for a year. You give one life where you don't have to listen to it for the rest of your life, and then you give one the death penalty where you actively go out and destroy all copies of the music.
I know one, Billy Ray Cyrus. Sorry.
Billy Ray Cyrus, you go straight to the death penalty on. But for the Eagles, Hotel California, absolutely death penalty. Has to be destroyed. Okay. So that's third now. The second most overrated band of all time, the Rolling Stones. Mick. Okay. Great. Mick.
I thought you was going to go.
Okay. We just say the Rolling Stones. Okay. Because, again, a merchandising machine masquerading as a band. Number one, most overrated band of all time, and this is what gets me hate, the Beatles.
I quit.
The Beatles. Go ahead. Run away. Run away, you little
burn in
craven
hell.
little coward.
Burn in hell.
That's your mouth. Okay. Here's the reason why. John Lennon can write a good lyric, but he can't write a musical note worth a lick. Okay. The fact that he married Yoko Ono automatically disqualifies him as a musician, in my opinion. Okay. Good Lord, I've forgotten the
Paul
other
McCartney?
Paul McCartney. Okay. Paul McCartney can write good musical notes, but he can't write a lyric or nothing. Now, when the two are together, okay, great. And George Harrison, I wish I could take George Harrison out of the Beatles because he was the best out of the four. Okay, Ringo Starr. If any of you want to defend Ringo Starr, you just get offline now. Okay, because there's no saving you. But together, the Beatles. Okay, next to Elvis Presley, and quite frankly, Elvis Presley probably should have been third because I think the Stones still be more overrated than Elvis. But the Beatles, for all the heat they've drawn, for all the accolades they've gotten, just for all the sheer, ooh, how great they are. Have you actually listened to some of the stuff on their albums? 90% of it is dreck. 10% of it is great, but 90% of it is still dreck. Most of the stuff, you've heard it a cajillion times. You hear it in your sleep. If I hear Yesterday one more time, I'm just going to vomit unicorn rainbows.
Oh, that's going to hurt you now.
Enough. I say the Beatles are the most overrated band of all time just because their fans won't shut up about them. At least Elvis's fans are dying off. The Beatles are somehow respawning, ironically enough. Somehow Beatles fans are managing to spawn, and they keep going on and on and on and on. Go ahead. And
the
on.
Beatles
Defend
are
them.
so
and on.
good, though.
Here they go. And on. And
They're
on.
so
and on.
good. Look, I've always been a Beatles fan, except for Yellow Submarine, which that can forget about that. One song. You can say that the same thing with Queen. Queen's good, but Bicycle. I mean, come on. But I mean, Beatles was. They still are great. They deserve to always be great. I can literally. That's the only band ever that has more songs that I can literally listen to over and over and over again and not go.
How old
Man.
are you? How old are you? Ballpark it. Round it off to the nearest 5.
I'm in my 30s.
He's about 35.
Almost 40.
Closing in on 48, okay? Closing in on 48 here. He has not heard them enough. I have. Still likes the Beatles? Beatles were overrated. Somewhere in that 10-year span, it just turns on you like milk. It just boils on you and you're like, God, not another frickin' Beatles song. Maybe it's me because I also despise the Eagles. I also despise the Rolling Stones. I'm not too keen. Well, I also despise Rod Stewart, and I'm not too keen on Elton John anymore. So, and Billy Joel for that matter. I'm turning on him, which I never thought I'd do, but there's just something to be said about overexposure. Yes, the Beatles are great. Okay. Why are you joining the Greek chorus of a billion people who talk about how great they are and then get shocked. Shocked, mind you, when somebody says go pound sand over it. Okay? Go pound your sand. And we'll clear this up. Alright, let's wrap it up. So it's been nice. Like my little pathetic camera's gonna pick that up. That says he doesn't know me, by the way, if you couldn't see it. Okay. So we're gonna wrap this, and we'll be back next week, hopefully, with another episode. You got any final words?
Yeah, I'd like to give this really quick shout out to certain friends of mine who took me in as their own. I became part of their family. They're very fantastic people. Lost somebody a few days ago who I met a few times. She always has open arms. Really nice woman who sadly lost her battle to cancer. But my prayers is with that family. So thank you for always opening your arms for me. Thank you.
All right. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap it. I'm Spike. This is Chris. We'll see you next time. And as he said, God bless, God keep, and Godspeed. See you later, y'all.
Well.